name's Landon. Today I'm bringing you guys another video here today. We got some more roster mania talk. We got some new rosters to mention, some more free agents. We just got a bunch of different stuff. My goal is to not make this video super long. It's just to be as informative as possible, provide you guys with the news you want and the news you need. That was pretty clever, I'm not gonna lie. But regardless, I'm basically gonna show you guys everything that's happened in Roster Mania. If you guys have missed my previous episodes, I will link those down in the description. So if you guys are like, well, why were they on that team in the first place? You guys can go watch my previous Roster Mania videos and kind of, realize exactly what's happened. So I'm gonna have a detailed list, and yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, to start us off, kind of where we left off in the last Roster Mania video, Killa from VVV has officially announced he is declaring free agency for Season 3. He just wants to join a squad. He says if it's open, I'll take it. If it's not, he understands. The one thing that really frustrates me is probably because of the relegation deadline, the fact that Killa joined this team at the very last second. Sinful basically got X'd out and said, see you later, man, and he was kind of, he went home packing, and Killa just joins the team kind of in place of him. A couple months pass, like maybe 2 weeks or something, 3 weeks pass, and now Killa is now declaring free agency. So that's really the only unfortunate thing for me. VVV, as far as we know, are looking for 3. So the next bit of roster mania we have is actually Aches declaring free agency, which wasn't really that big of a deal. His teammates Aqua, Apathy, and Octane had already announced free agency. It was kind of just waiting for Aches to do it. He had said agent free a couple days ago, and he was like, you know what, I'm just going to say I'm a free agent. So not really a big deal for right now. So the next bit of roster mania, which is actually pretty interesting, Teep also declares himself to be a free agent. That was kind of the first thing we saw from EnVy. I was kind of like, you know what, finally, they're finally making moves. It's actually happened, and it was kind of interesting because they actually announced a new lineup, which we'll be talking and gracing over in just a second. So Teep and Aches both now free agents along with Killa. Next thing, DT also announced a new lineup of EnVy, Cinder, Diabolic, and Pac-Man. If you guys didn't know, at the relegation tournament, there was DT Blue and DT Purple. Both pretty good teams. They placed kind of in the same spot. I believe they were like around the 11th, 10th spot. I'm not really sure exactly. Either way, they didn't qualify, and now they're both diminishing all of those guys and getting 2 guys from Synergy and 2 from who were previously on 3s Up, which are EnVy from Synergy, Cinder, and Diabolic from 3s Up, and Pac-Man also from Synergy. So a new roster for DT. They've said this is going to be their only roster, so they're not going to have 2 rosters again. This is their official roster. So like Baker, Swarley, all those guys who were on the 2 other teams are basically now free agents. I'm not going to list all of them because there's a lot to mention, and I don't really want to. Now for the really, really big, massive news. The first roster going to be eLevate. I'm going to show you guys the graphic eLevate tweeted out. Their new roster is going to be consisting of Slacked and Classic, as we know. Who do they pick up? They pick up Apathy from Prof and Saints from EnVy. Saints, what? I had no idea that Saints was even on the market to be chosen up with. I thought Saints is like, you know what, I'm going to stick with this team. He's been on there for a good amount of time, and it wasn't really a big surprise that Apathy would get picked up. I thought Apathy might go to EnVy. Saints and Apathy not on the same team. Ever really crossed my mind. And now looking at this team looks very, very good. However, there is one major exception that could come with this team. Now, I did tweet out, I said a possibility of a powerhouse, and people were like, no, there's no way. eLevate is in no way can be a powerhouse. I'm not saying that they will. I'm saying they have the capability to do so if they figure out their roster. So I don't want anyone to get mad at me. I don't want anyone to think, well, Landon, you think eLevate's better than Optic Gaming? Like, no, that's not in any way what I was insinuating. I'm saying that they have the possibility of being a good team. That's all I was really trying to point out, but, you know how Twitter works, and I apologize if I'm offending anyone, but I didn't mean to. Anyway, but this new eLevate roster, the only major problem, who is the bow player for this team? They don't really have a bow player. So, Slack can play bow. All these guys are really submachine gun players. Who is going to run that AR for this team? And to be honest, it could be Apathy, it could be Slack, you at least need one solid AR player on your squad. You look at the top teams who have really been successful in the past. Clayster from Denial. They won the World Championships. Optic Gaming. You look at Formal, one of the best players in the game, if not the best player in the game, at running that bow. So it's like you gotta have that. You have to have that one bow player who can just hold back and watch throughout the map. And to me, the only problem with this eLevate roster is that they don't have that one player. However, this roster looks good. There is a little bit of inconsistency. Slack can be inconsistent at times. Classic, from the past, has been very inconsistent. We would see him, go off at times whenever he was on like Phase Red and a bunch of different squads. He would do really well, and then he would kind of have those events where he would, digress a little bit. Apathy in this game has been very inconsistent, which is really unfortunate. You might see him occasionally be in those top 5 or even top 2 KDs for events, and then you'll see him not even be mentioned in like the top 20. It's just, it just depends. Saints, though, is one of the most consistent players in Call of Duty history. As far as I know, he might have only placed like once or never. He's never had a negative KD since the beginning of Ghost, which is absolutely insane. So maybe that consistency from Saints will kind of rub off on the other players. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, this eLevate roster I really like. I think they can nail down some chemistry possibly. Apathy and Saints have played on the same squad in the past. One in particular, Strictly Business, they won a championship. Actually, a championship that I was at. They won the Fall Invitational, and I was also there for that. So that was kind of interesting as well. Besides that, we got to talk about some new things. But like I said, eLevate a very solid roster, and one of the main topics today for Roster Mania. All right, so I was gonna save this next little bit, maybe for a separate video, but I was like, you know what, this is relating. I don't want to wait till Roster Mania has already occurred. I might as well just add this in there as well. But this is nonetheless more crazy than anything else, and that is actually Teep tweeted out last night. He said, "Free agent for Season 3, the duo Prof Aches and I are looking for a Season 3 team. Let us know if interested." Now you guys can see the smirk on my face. Like, I absolutely love the duo of Teep and Aches. They're the most decorated duo in Call of Duty history. They've won 17 championships together, 3-time second place, 2-time third place, and only one finish outside of top 8 at LAN events. That is absolutely insane. And on this graphic that he tweeted, which I'm looking at right now, this by the way comes from COD Sportspedia, a great graphic, I must say. And at the bottom it says Aches and Teep, the end of a dynasty, but the end has a little line through it, meaning it's no longer the end of the dynasty. These guys are coming back, and you know, they were on Leverage, they were on Quantic Leverage, they later went to Complexity, and then to EG. Complexity and EG regarded as one of the best, if not the best team in Call of Duty history. Just insane duo together. They've been playing since Modern Warfare 2 in 2010, and their last placing, I believe, was ESWC Grand Finals and Ghosts. So to see these guys at least trying to team back together just makes me, it just makes me so happy. Teep's kind of struggled a little bit in this game. He's not had the rosters he's wanted to. You know, Optic Nation definitely was not the roster for him. He ended up leaving that team for EnVy, which didn't really work out too much either. And also, Aches hasn't really had the game, you know, that we've seen him have in the past. You know, in Black Ops 2 and Ghosts, he was an amazing player. Not that he's not been amazing this year, but everyone kind of knows he's just not been that same Aches that we all love to hate, especially. So, you know, a little bit of struggles for both of them. I'm happy to see if they could maybe find a roster. I've heard rumors that they're trying to join certain teams, but they are looking to join as 2 apiece. The only roster that I can really imagine them going to would be a team like Rise. You know, if they maybe tried to get on that spot as well. I don't know who would be kicked off that team. I mean, you could imagine the same thing that I could. Let's just say that. So, but to be honest, I'm really excited to see them trying to team back together. Will they find a roster? Who knows? That's the topic for another video, but we'll find out. We'll be on their journey to see if they can find a Season 3 team. So the final bit of roster mania that we have going on for today is actually envious. EnVy has announced their new roster. We were kind of surprised, you know, well, who's gone now? We have Teep that's gone. You know, we have Proofy, who's, you know, where's Proofy at? Saints is now on a new roster, which we announced on eLevate. Well, that leaves room for basically 3 more players, because Looney is also there. So who is Looney going to have on his team? Well, they announced it today. JCap, Aqua, Looney, and Octane will now be the new roster for EnVy, which I'm just so excited about this new team. I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of people were like, you know, I'm kind of skeptical about this team. This team could be good. This team could be bad. Who knows? I think this team is going to be very good. I don't know for sure, but if this team can maybe stay together till Black Ops 3, I can see them being a dominant force. Now, they have basically announced that they're trying to add new, younger talent in this team. Aqua and Octane are perfect fits for that. Octane is an amazing Slayer statue AR. He can literally just walk around the map and just get kills. It's easy for the dude. I don't know what's going on with Octane. He just has that gun skill that just isn't really noticed a lot. And Octane, we obviously know, a player from TR, a great, you know, objective-minded player. Just these guys are just 2 dons. Like, they're 2 of the young best players that we have in the game right now, and I'm very excited to see them along with Looney. But we also have Mr. Cap, Mr. J-Cap, the man that I say fits and looks the best in blue. J-Cap finally found a roster. I'm very happy for J-Cap. You know, he was kind of struggling. You know, he didn't really have the team that he wanted to, and now he is back on this, you know, EnVy team. Whenever I first started watching EnVy, he was on that squad. He was with Stainville. He just fits. Like, you think of JCap, you think of EnVy, you think of Nadeshot, you think of Optic. It's just like the same thing for me. You know, whenever I think of a certain player, I usually have them toward a certain team, and that's how it works for me and, you know, in JCap and EnVy. So I'm really happy to see JCap back on this squad, returning for, I believe, like the 3rd or 4th time. But regardless, Aqua, Looney, and Octane will join, you know, on this EnVy squad. So as far as this team goes, I'm really excited. This team looks pretty good to me. They have, you know, all the roles really fit down and working together. JCap can also be that support and also have that objective mind, you know, kind of playing. Looney is just a great Slayer, and Octane is as well. Aqua can dominate in slaying. Like, he can get kills, and he can also hop in hills. He can also do a lot of that objective work as well. So this team, to me, looks very good. I think chemistry will be fine. JCap's an easy guy to get along with, as well as Aqua. Looney is a great guy, and Octane is just a very humble dude as well. So I'm very excited about this new Envious roster as well. So that kind of concludes Roster Mania for thus far. I will be making videos like crazy as soon as stuff happens. I don't want to make a video for every certain thing because it's just not worth it. It's not worth like anyone's time to literally click on every separate video and whatnot. It's just, to me, I'm not hating on anyone that does that. I'm just saying I choose quality over quantity. Let's just say that. So if you guys did enjoy this video though, make sure to leave a like. It always does really help me out, guys. More videos to come, more Roster Mania to come. This, I would say, is not just the beginning, but this is definitely the middle of Roster Mania where we're hitting all the cool and interesting stuff. The only question to me as far as we end this video is where does Proofy go? Where does Eggs and Teep go? That is the question. Let me know down in the comments your guys' thoughts on the Roster Mania, eLevate, and EnVy new teams. Where does Proofy go? Does Aches and Teep find a team together? The duo, the most decorated duo in history of Call of Duty. Will they find a squad? Let me know down in the comments your guys' thoughts, guys. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace out.